2020. The weather today will be sunny and warm. Now on to Mrs. Co-Camper with more news.
Good morning, Eagle family, and happy Friday. Today for your live specials class is art. So make sure that you check in to your Google Classroom for art and log into the live lesson during your specials time. Today for our Spirit Week is Workout Clothes Day. So make sure that as you are learning today from home, take pictures in your workout gear and even take pictures of you exercising during a break time. And now for today's feature, we now have Fairy Tale Friday. We will be having read alouds by Miss Bean every Friday. So let's check it out.
Hey y'all, so we're going to start this new thing on Fridays that will be on Eagle Eye News, and it's called Fairy Tale Fridays. And I'm going to be reading you a fairy tale every Friday. But they're going to be different. Some will be traditional, your regular fairy tales, and then others will be like fractured fairy tales or just something from a different culture. So the one I'm going to read to you today is called The Appalachian Cinderella, also known as the Blue Ridge Mountain Rose. Once upon a time, smack in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, there was this old trapper living in a log cabin with his daughter. One night, while Rose was frying a mess of fish, the trapper, he starts looking dejected like. The long and short of it was that he wondered if it wasn't hard on his girl, not having a mother around. And he wondered if she wouldn't mind if he married the neighbor lady. Rose answered, "I don't mind. You go courting, Pa, if you think it's best." So he did. And before she knew what she had said, Rose was sorry. Oh, was that neighbor lady mean, and her two daughters, why, they were so mean they'd steal flies from a flying spider. They spent all day, every day, admiring themselves and calling each other names. And they were lazy too, making poor little Rose work all day, milking the cow, collecting the firewood, churning the butter. Her dad hated to see her treated so badly, but it turned out that trying to talk to his new wife was like licking an agitated rattler, so he held his tongue. And then the worst thing happened. One day he died, leaving poor Rose all alone with the hateful lady and her horrible daughters. There was nothing to stop them now. They mocked her and worked her and generally made her life harder than it should have been. Many years passed. Now, it so happens that on the other side of the creek, there was this real rich feller, made his fortune in sow bellies and grits, and maybe he was looking for a wife. So he got the idea to throw a fancy party and invite all the neighbors. That's when Rose really began to feel sad. The sisters hooted and hollered and sneered at the idea of her going. Lord have mercy, who'd want to come to a dance with a dirt clod like you? But oh, how they worked Rose to fix them up for it. When the day finally came, she watched them whipping the mule. They went rumbling down the dirt road, chortling out. Skip to my loo the whole time. Rose watched until she was all alone, and then she collapsed into tears. The sound of the far-off fiddle music made all her sorrows flood over her, and that's when one of the hogs come moseying up to the fence and starts talking to her. He told her to stand up and turn around real fast, like you got a wampus cat biting at your britches. This suddenly caused Raggedy Overalls to become the prettiest party dress she had ever seen, and instead of bare feet, sparkling glass slippers. Next, the hog asked for a mushmelon and 2 field mice, when she turned into a wagon and a horses. Warning her that the magic would only hold until midnight, the hog sent her off to the square dance. When she got there, she saw 2 fiddlers, a harmonica man, and even a square dance caller come all the way from Nashville. A hush fell over the crowd as Rose walked in. The rich man's eyes danced as he held out his arms to her, but her sisters said to each other, "Well, shut my mouth, and I ought to wring her neck. She's been going through my boudoir." But Rose couldn't hear them, and she danced the night away. Suddenly, she saw the big granddaddy clock in the corner. "Oh, tarnation," she cried, "it's midnight." And she fled. One of her slippers flew off into a ditch, but she made it home with the other. Looking down, she saw her rags and thanked the hog for her night of fun. "Any time, sugar," it answered. That's when her stepmother and sisters got home, mad as hornets. "Ain't you gonna whip her now, Ma?" asked Liza Jane. My whipping arm's tired. I'll do it tomorrow, said the old meanie, and they all went to bed. Lucky for Rose, the very next morning, they all heard the news. The rich feller had found Rose's shoe and was stopping at every cabin to find its owner. But before they knew, Rich Seb was there with the shoe. Me first, yelled Annie, the elder girl, and barged over. Seb tried his best to fit it, but getting the slipper onto her big foot was like trying to stretch a little bitty sausage skin over a side of beef. Shoving her sister out of the way, Liza Jane had to try, but the minute the tugging started, she pert near went blue in the face. Let me get the axe, she said, a-gasping. I'll get that shoe on if it kills me. That's when Seb saw Rose, hiding over near the hog pen. Come over here and stick out your foot, he said. Come on now, just set yourself down and this here little bucket and stick out your tootsie. So Rose did, and that shining slipper went gliding right on, just as smooth as butter. It was love at first sight of her feet in those shoes, and Seb proposed on the spot. Those mean old sisters saw the love shining between Seb and Rose, and upon seeing that, they done burst into tears. Rose, sweet girl that she was, forgave them for being cruel to her, and declared that she loved them like soup loves salt. And from then on, all was well. And to this day, Rose and Seb are still living there, and folks reckon on they are the happiest twosome in all of Tarbelly Creek. So that was my fun version of the Cinderella fairy tale. So I will see you next Friday for Fairy Tale Friday. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Miss Bean, for that fun new feature for Eagle Eye News. I know I'm going to be looking forward to Fairy Tale Fridays. And now to today's joke of the day.
Hi, are you ready to laugh? Here's the joke of the day. What falls but never gets hurt?
I don't know.
Rain! Thanks to a 4th grader in Miss Bridges' class for this joke. Let's end with the hero's purpose.
Our heroes are heads of problems and are always learning. Our hearts are respectful and considerate, and our hands work together for the good of all. Make it an excellent Eagle Day!